right, family. There's a conversation on board. Look, let's take our time, relax, have your glass of water, popcorn, or whatever. Let's have this conversation. The statue of the brother of Netanyahu, the prime minister, the current prime minister of Israel, has been unveiled in a ceremony that took place on Saturday, 1st August 2026, at the old terminal of Entebbe International Airport in Uganda. It was unveiled to mark the 50th anniversary of the 1976 Entebbe hostage rescue operation, the brother of Netanyahu. And there is something that you must know. There's some community, somehow, Israelis, citizens or Israelites, yeah. Some of them are building community in Uganda.
As how now?
Okay, somebody was asking why. Some things are not clear when it comes to this conversation. So, first of all, I want you to watch this video. This lady who work with TRT, this our beautiful sister, Susan Mongeli, yeah. If I'm getting it wrong, forgive me, right? Narrated the story why this statue will be there. You understand? I want you to hear from her side, and we go down into where the whole thing is not making sense from. All right? We'll go down to where the whole thing is not making sense from. Beautiful. Make sure you like, subscribe, be part of this amazing family. Let's listen to her.
Why is there a statue of Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's brother in Entebbe, Uganda? Because Yonatan Netanyahu died there, leading one of history's most daring hostage rescues. It's June 1976. Air France Flight 139 takes off from Tel Aviv, heading to Paris with a stop in Athens. There, 4 hijackers board, 2 from Germany's Baader Meinhof group and 2 Palestinians from the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. Once airborne, they seize control and force the plane to land in Entebbe, Uganda. Waiting for them is President Idi Amin. He'd once been close with Israel, but that relationship broke down after Israel refused to supply him with fighter jets. Instead of turning the hijackers away, he welcomes them and reportedly sends Ugandan soldiers to help guard the hostages. Over several days, most hostages are released, but around 105 remain. Behind the scenes, Israel plans a rescue, reportedly with quiet help from South African-born Bruce Mackenzie, Kenya's Minister of Agriculture, who's widely said to have persuaded Kenyatta to let Israeli aircraft refuel in Nairobi. On July 3rd, Israeli Hercules plane flying nearly 2,500 miles at extremely low altitude to dodge radar. Landing at Entebbe just about 11 p.m., commandos drive toward the terminal disguised as Amin's own motorcade. The disguise is spotted at the last second, but the team pushes forward anyway, neutralizing the hijackers within minutes. 3 hostages die in the crossfire. Dozens of Ugandan soldiers are killed. The one loss that hits hardest is the mission's commander, Yonatan Netanyahu. But the story doesn't end on the runway. Because Kenya had quietly helped make the rescue possible, Kenya ended up paying part of the price. Declassified U.S. cables later confirmed officials feared Amin might retaliate against Kenya, prompting Washington to quietly send naval support to the region as a deterrent. Kenyan historian and journalist John Kamau, drawing on British intelligence files he uncovered, reported that Kenya also faced diplomatic isolation shunned by African governments who believed it had secretly aided Israel, a breach of the Organization of African Unity stance against foreign military operations on African soil. Mackenzie paid the steepest price of all. In 1978, he was killed when a bomb exploded aboard his plane. Most accounts point to Amin's agents avenging Entebbe. Entebbe wasn't just a rescue, it was 90 minutes that rippled across 3 countries. And it is why, 50 years later, that night is still being marked by a bronze statue in Entebbe, unveiled by the very country where it all happened.
Beautiful. That is the story according to our sister right there. When you go into the news, wherever, this is how they presented the story. The Air France flying all the way from Tel Aviv, going to wherever, and then was hijacked. Hijackers held the hostages in Uganda. And at that time, Idi Amin was there. And so Idi Amin helped them. There are other side of the story where people believe that Idi Amin was standing for the Palestinians because two of the hijackers are Palestinians and two are German. Yeah, according to the story that I myself I read, and this lady also put on board. So, whichever the story ends, no problem. But what I want you to look at critically is that the man, Jonathan, who came, okay, Yonatan Netanyahu, who came, he is on a rescue mission for his country, not Ugandans. In that operation, many Uganda soldiers also died. Why the statue of somebody who came to fight for his country? Why is the statue not in his country and the statue is in Uganda? Huh? The people who led operation for their country and some of Uganda citizens and soldiers die on the ground, his statue is there to celebrate the death of Uganda soldiers together with his victory, the victory of his team to secure the hostage and then take back the hostages back to wherever they are going to. He died for the cause of his country. And we are celebrating him here in Uganda. Through the hand of these people, our people pie, right? Our people pie. According to some historians also, they say Idi Amin was standing for the Palestinians. And Idi Amin was, the story, there's a lot missing in the story. I don't want to go in there. So they also have their flip coin side of the story. But on the other hand, the people that died, he is not the only person that died there. Uganda soldiers died, hundreds of them. So the life of this one man override the death of many of Uganda soldiers that died that day. Make it make sense to us. What is this statue for? Why not build a statue in his country to honor him because he led an operation in the name of his country and through that he died. So the country, his country of origin should be the country that should honor him. Why is he honored here? Because through his hand our people die. And on the other side of the story, these people who you call them choosing of God, some of you, when they are committing whatever it is, so they are the choosing of God, choosing of God. The day they will jump for your country, make sure you continue with the choosing of God conversation, right? They are building some community in Uganda. We have a lot of problem already. You want to add to it. Now, when you look at this story, I told you that there is a lot missing in this story. A lot is missing that I cannot go down and fetch out right now. But I believe I'll come live, you have that conversation. But let me go down and let you understand who is Idi Amin. If I ask you right now, who is Idi Amin? Just as Idi Amin was demonized and the story regarding Idi Amin's revolutionary attitude and the sovereignty of African attitude was demonized and then misconstrued, misrepresented on international stage, this is the same way this story, a lot are hidden, a lot are omitted. When you look at the story on international media houses about Idi Amin, this is how they falsely presented it. When you look at Idi Amin's rule from 1971 all the way to 1979, they presented it as brutal. According to some Western historians, tens of thousands of people, possibly 300,000 people were by Idi Amin. According to some stories, they say he was a cannibal. This is one of the well-known story about Idi Amin. They say he was a cannibal who ate human flesh, and there's no evidence to back it up till now. The story spread widely in the international media without any evidence backing it. Some stories said he kept several heads in his refrigerator. This allegation became famous through their books, publication, movies, and things. No evidence ever confirmed this. They presented him as somebody who wake up and then he feed people to alligator and a lot of things. But Idi Amin took a stand, which is the reason why he was demonized. This is the stand of Idi Amin. Idi Amin was a friend of your choosing people, your so-called choosing people. But all of a sudden, he changed because he think that, no, these people cannot be trusted. And when you look at Palestine, you can tell that, right? But we are not going to go into that conversation, right? Because of this stand, he was demonized. So the story that they are presenting also, I'm telling you that a lot of things are missing in this story. The story, when you trace the story and Gaza, you can see that it's not even adding up. But we'll leave it like that. I'll come live. We'll have this conversation. But for now, there is what is going on. This is a shameful things going on in Uganda. And Uganda, I must warn you, Museveni is preparing to even leave the country. And his family, whenever it starts, Museveni and his family, they are going to be in some mansion somewhere abroad, enjoy life there. You people face the consequences of your action today. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. See you in the next episode. Respect.